So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. We're going to be answering Ask HR questions because I'm banned. We're in the number 24s here. We got a mom who's fractured her ankle and can't work in New York. We've got a California salaried employee that's looking for a pay change. And we've got a new hire question from HR. So, the first question is New York. In New York, my mom fractured her ankle and cannot work. She works at a salon and makes half of her money off cash tips. She lives in New York State. Is there anything she can do besides apply for a short-term disability? It talks about paid family leave. For one, short-term disability is generally pretty generous, but because she has a low base wage, $170 a week isn't the best. Uh, there, for this particular person, there is not a lot that exists within the realm of American human resources. I will say that some insurance companies provide this sort of coverage in addition as a supplemental for work. I'd like to say does that a few as well as a few others, and it's like a short-term disability on top of the work short-term disability. It doesn't apply here, right? It's too late, but ultimately, this is the situation that many Americans get themselves in with respect to injuries off work and at work, to be quite honest. And so it's a very difficult situation to be in, but currently, with the state of the law in the United States, there's not a whole lot you can do with it. Next up is California, and as I'm a salaried employee, should my pay change for travel work? They went on a 5-day trip, staying out of town for work. Hotel, of course, was covered, and expenses were covered. Should my pay change or increase for out of town work? The question is why, right? Why? Why should it increase? I know my other hourly coworkers get overtime and per diem. Yep. Um, so he's saying if I'm working well over 50, 60 in a week, 7 days straight, should I ask for a one-on-one comp day? I, to be fair, no, your pay shouldn't change, but I would speak with your boss and attempt to reduce out hours. The problem is that frankly you're looking at what I imagine to be a 5 day through the course of a single week trip, and those don't really bleed in to the next week, but it does work for but salaried employees have more of a leeway with that. So if I were in this position, I might ask for a comp day, but that's not really my nature. I would probably just continue to work and understand that at least salaried protects me if I'm sick for a single day and things like that. But it depends on the nature of your company whether or not you should ask for a one-on-one comp day or any extra days. And I wouldn't take more than one comp day at most if I were going to do that. Next up is Texas and a new hire question. A company I worked at hired a new employee 3 weeks ago, and they finished their training. They said extensive training here, which 3 weeks training is pretty minimal. But regardless, they came in. This new employee quit, and they've got a busy period coming up. And it says, "Can my boss go back to the applicant pool and make an offer to another candidate?" So, I mean, legally speaking, from a national HR perspective, yes. I mean, absolutely. Legally speaking, a boss can go back into the applicant pool and pull someone else. Um, will they? Oh, that's up to a specific company. A specific company could answer those type of questions, but random strangers on the internet cannot. And that's the most important thing. But is that many questions that HR professionals get in the course of their employment often have specific organizational meanings and are not universal. And you see a good example here. Many companies have some sort of prohibition on it, but if I had to guess, I believe 90% of my previous employers would have gone back to the applicant pool and just hired someone else. Maybe even hired their second pick, to be totally honest. And that's what I expect here. But good luck on this one. Let me know. I enjoy these series where we get to answer questions from Ask HR because I'm banned and can't answer them. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.